God of War Ragnarok is an accessibility masterpiece with one of the best combat systems ever. Its depth and flexibility iterates on the past to get the most out of the controller while still delivering accessible design. Kratos and Atreus' skills dominate their foes in brutal fashion, just like accessibility gives the Thermal gamers the flexibility to dominate their experience. Even with accessibility settings and remapping functionality, I still require alternatives for pressing the D-pad buttons or stick clicks, so I code them in using the Titan 2 software. This is not a criticism of God of War Ragnarok, because I will always struggle to press the D-pad, the sticks, or the options button, regardless of the game. The button combinations I designed are as follows. Lock on R3 activates when pushing the right stick up. L3 activates by pushing the left stick down, thus enabling me to use rage mode during combat. I select the Blades of Chaos left by pushing right stick down, and I select the Leviathan axe right by holding block L1 and then pushing the right stick down. It's time for a critical analysis on God of War Ragnarok's accessibility and the future updates that would make it the most accessible game for me. In the initial few hours of Ragnarok, switching between weapons during combat is not a necessity. Later combat, however, makes constant weapon switching imperative as certain enemies are resistant to either frost or fire damage, and many unlockable skills are linked to weapon element synergy. For example, if an enemy takes frost damage from a Leviathan axe attack, then swapping to the Blades of Chaos and attacking will inflict more damage on that enemy. The Nidhogg boss battle perfectly demonstrates my struggles with weapon switching. Even with the mini-boss checkpoints option enabled, and increasing the combat difficulty down to story mode, I still kept dying. Nidhogg is a snake-like enemy who regularly wraps itself around pillars. In this phase of the fight, you must attack certain runes created by a companion character using either your frost or fire ranged attacks. The problem arises when the alternative method I use to switch to the Leviathan axe, L1 plus down on the right stick, is difficult to perform quickly. This barrier causes the boss to be frustrating instead of enjoyably challenging, as I would have wanted to beat Nidhogg on standard difficulty. I think that a smart weapon switch accessibility option would solve this frustrating barrier. Pressing left or right on the D-pad to switch weapons would be more intuitive than the current function of sheathing your equipped weapon. It would mean that I could easily, and most importantly, quickly switch weapons during intense combat by only moving the right stick down. This would also reduce the already high number of buttons pressed during combat. I hope that this feedback will be used by Santa Monica Studios in future God of War Ragnarok updates. Thank you for joining me, and please drop a comment as I'd love to know your experience with God of War Ragnarok.